So today we're actually going to be having an update to a story that actually happened in 2021. This was a dispute over, wait for it, loud music. Okay, someone actually ended up losing their life because you had a trigger happy former security guard who thought that they should go and shoot somebody over the dispute of loud music. I have the other details. Let's get into this story. So it says a former security guard was convicted earlier this month of first-degree murder in the shooting of an unarmed man during a dispute over loud music, as I said, at a Kroger gas station in Memphis, Tennessee. Gregory Livingston, 57 years old, was found guilty by the Shelby County jury May 3rd in the August 2021 fatal shooting of 48-year-old Alvin Motley Jr., who had been visiting Memphis from Chicago when he got into an argument with Livingston at the Kroger gas station. Criminal court judge Chris Kraft sentenced Livingston to life in prison. We're going to get into the rest of this. Motley, who was black, was a passenger in the car when Livingston, who was white, approached and engaged in a conversation about loud music coming from the vehicle that prosecutors said steadily escalated, okay? So they're saying that it wasn't just like, man, can you turn your music down? It was more, it was more verbiage going on. Holding a beer and a cigarette, Motley walked towards Livingston during the argument and suggested they discuss the matter, quote unquote, like men. Okay? You're going to approach me, we're going to come out and we're going to talk. Okay? Livingston drew his gun and fired a single shot into Motley's chest, and he ended up dying at the scene. Okay? It says during the trial, Livingston's lawyer said that this was self-defense. Now, my thing is like this. He had a beer and a cigarette, okay? And you said, well, with that amount of quote unquote force on Motley's part, I now have to bring out a gun. So instead of me just being like, okay, hey, your music is loud and whatever, however you all will come to a conclusion on this, the solution was, well, I gotta go and shoot him. Because I felt like I was threatened because his cigarette could burn me. And his beer, he may get so drunk and want to beat me up. So I had to resort to this. This is also something why I say just because you can't have one doesn't mean you should have one. Because this is the kind of stuff that happens when people do have it. All right. It's a lot of recklessness that happens. And my thing is like this. What's up with people constantly resulting or using extreme force in particular situations? Yeah, this is a very upsetting, sad situation. Something that is completely unnecessary because it never should have happened in the first place. At the end of the day, yes, I get you're mad, you don't like this, but you can't just be using extreme force like that. I've mentioned in the previous video where I've said, I look at these little street fight videos and stuff like that, not promoting any violence. I'm just saying this is the kind of stuff that, that I see. All right. And you will see the officers, they're not pulling out guns and shooting people when people are getting into fights. They're not doing that. What they're doing is they're getting pepper spray and they're spraying people. You guys are using your fists. You guys are fighting and doing what it is that you're doing. So let me go ahead. And for me, let me just go and start spraying y'all with this. They're not using tasers. They're not using guns or anything like that. Rubber bullets. They're using pepper spray. So in a case like this, if you needed to because you felt unsafe, could you not get pepper spray? Or if you had to arm yourself with a taser, however that will work with your own job, could you not have done that? Why is there always this lethal route that people go through? But let me know what you all think about said story down below.